The star boy is back. Guess what? Rasmus Hojlund is back in training and ready to start against Liverpool. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here is a quick preview. For the last time, I'm previewing this game for you following the press conference from the boss Erik Ten Hag, who spoke about so many things, including telling us about how Marcus Rashford is such an important player for the United project, meaning Erik Ten Hag considers himself a huge part of the Manchester United Sir Jim and Ineos project. Again, how exactly do you feel about that? But let's get into it. So Rasmus Hojlund returned and had good training today as well, part of the training, and Erik Ten Hag is set to make a final decision on whether he should be starting or not. But what's the reality is he trained so well in the on the penultimate day before our match on that's on Sunday, and him and Harry Maguire looked so good together with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And like I've been telling you, I think it's a high chance the three of them will be starting this game. Now, that means it's a big signal for Liverpool. Liverpool should be warned because they should be worried and warned. Hojlund is returning with a hunger that I think we've been missing in this team. We've been missing this hunger from Hojlund. Remember, by the time he got injured, he had been on a purple patch, scoring goals for fun. And he was actually named the best player from the last month. So meaning coming back against Liverpool comes with a bit of a sight for him. So he will be there to lead the line, a very important part of any chance. If we're going to have any chance to beat Liverpool, we need someone leading the line, a target man who will keep these Liverpool players at bay. Because if they don't have anyone threatening them on their end, certainly they will keep coming at us and they'll camp in our box or in our half. So it's a good boss for Erik Ten Hag. Spoke about him with a smile, saying, it's a big positivity. And of course, knowing how Johnny Evans is also not, at 100, you want to have all your centre backs fit. Harry Maguire also trained extremely well. So it's going to look good. For the first time, we might see Wan-Bissaka back for the first time in a long time on the left. So all that, I think, these are players who raise our levels by, I think, 2 times when they return. Of course, when you add Lisandro Martinez, it's 10 times. But if you have Hojlund back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka back, and Harry Maguire, the levels of the team improve. And you even see it from the face, from the body language of the manager, Erik Ten Hag. It's very important that Hojlund is returning. Well, Liverpool, the Scousers will get to know what we are made of. It's a red derby, if I would call it. Now, another big one. Erik Ten Hag was quizzed about the future of Marcus Rashford. Remember, Rashford has been linked to a move to Paris Saint-Germain, with Paris Saint-Germain expected to bid to table an offer of about £75 million. Now, Erik Ten Hag comes out to say, we did not sign him on a 4-year contract extension to sell him in the summer. He says Marcus Rashford is a huge important part of the Manchester United project, and it's not even up for discussion. But then perhaps a decision will be made in March. But this is not exactly Erik Ten Hag's decision to make anymore. I'm thinking, for me, well, it's a good thing for the player. What Erik Ten Hag said, it's a good thing to re-energize and, of course, give confidence to the player. But Erik Ten Hag himself has got his worries for himself, because he's not sure he will be there by the next transfer window. He can talk about how he knows that Ineos and the team are backing him there with him, but it's not a guarantee. He has got a lot of games between now and then to worry about than talking about which player is or not or isn't for sale. I thought, for me, he was cornered and should have dodged that question. That is one of those questions I felt. Again, the British media will always know when to time you and come at you. If you're not steady, they will shake you up, because I think, and not that it would be the worst thing to keep Marcus Rashford. I personally wouldn't be so excited about him staying. I would rather cash in on him and get the money. But for Erik Ten Hag to come out now, we've got that game against Liverpool. It's a good sight for the player. Don't get it twisted. To show the manager, and that's what he's been doing all season. Erik Ten Hag has consistently been showing us that he's got the full backing. But rather, he does back Marcus Rashford fully, because we remember at a point sometime in the first half of the season where he went about 10, 11, 12 games without any impact on the game, and we are all saying this boy should be benched for Alejandro Garnacho, but Erik Ten Hag still stuck with him. So in terms of backing him, I think Rashford is one of those players who will feel he has had the full backing of Erik Ten Hag, even after the Belfast bender. backs him and trusts him, brings him in and he scores against Newport. So I think he's a player who has seen favor really in the eyes of Erik Ten Hag and the club itself, because we've probably overrated him a bit. Not that he's not an important player. I mean, for a player to score 30 goals a season in English football, 17 in the Premier League is no mean feat, especially with this dilapidated United. It shows there's big potential in their feet. But I think for me, as things look now, I think, Marcus Rashford looks a little surplus to requirements that we can do without him, but do more with the cash that we can get from his sale. So Ten Hag giving him hope, not a bad thing for a manager, good way to manage the player, but what exactly is expected later? Remember, these decisions will no longer be about Erik Ten Hag. They will be about Ineos, Sir Jim, and their team to decide who stays and who leaves, including the job of the boss, obviously. So that's what Ten Hag said. But let's focus on the game against Liverpool, because that's why we're here. So Marcus Rashford will feel confident, will feel psyched. So this for me, and it's obvious he'll start this game. This for me makes him a threat, and that's why I'm saying. And you know that Marcus Rashford has got a good record against big clubs. He has scored, I think, over 30 goals against the big six. Ever since he broke into the senior team, Rashford has scored about 30 goals against the big six. So he will be a player to watch against Liverpool. He will be a big threat to them. They will know that. They will come to mark him. And I also like the fact that whereas Liverpool's busiest side is the right wing with Mo Salah, who is coming back to fitness, I think you can try to beat pace with pace. Now, of course, Mo Salah's pace has got skill to it as well. Marcus Rashford's pace is there, but when it's effective, it's dangerous. When he's clinical, he's dangerous. When his head is down and calm and focused, he can score a goal against any team. So you counter that Mo Salah pace with a bit of pace and skill, but the skill cannot match. We don't have the skill to match Mo Salah, but at least we've got the pace on that on the same, because Rashford will be flying most in from the same wing. For us, it will be the left. For Liverpool, it will be the right. He will also be flying in from the same side, and he will be also hoping to try and do at least a third of the things Mo Salah can do on whichever left back will have. So it's going to be, I think, an end-to-end game. I expect to see battles on that flank. I expect to see interesting battles on that flank, and Rashford has got a big part to play in them. So, how is it going to pan out? It's very interesting. But for us, I think for Liverpool, they will come knowing that Marcus Rashford is a player to watch. Typical threat, even if he's not he's not your world class forward. He's a typical threat. So, going into this game, I think for me, Erik Ten Hag did well to psych him on that front. I think he did well to psych the player. Then for Garnacho, doesn't turn up so much against the big teams, obviously, but you're thinking after having a good game against another Merseyside team in Everton, I think he is another threat we are adding to our team. So you see that our forwards are all capable of coming out there and stepping up and giving us a good show. And that's why for those of little faith who have no singular hope in United being able to win against Liverpool, I think it's funny because look at Marcus Rashford is a natural threat against the big six. We've got Hojlund, who is Hojlund, hottest and best striker in the league, ready to return and start. Then on the right, you've got a Garnacho who is in the mood, and when Garnacho is in the mood, he doesn't care whether he's facing a mountain whether he's up against a mountain in Van Dijk, he will come and destroy you. Then we've got a Kobe who looks growing in confidence and maturity, that things now are beginning to become seamless and almost guaranteed for him. So you think about all that and you're thinking this Manchester United team can actually be up to something. We are seeing a Manchester United team that can come up and pull up something. And don't, guys, look, don't get it twisted. At this point, our goals can come from anyone. We've seen goals coming in from Harry Maguire. We've seen goals from Scott, who has come off the bench, and I'm hoping he does come off the bench in this one. So you look at this game and you're thinking, we have a bit of an edge. I feel like we are in a better place than we were against City, and the only competitor or opponent we can compare against City is Liverpool. I think we are in a better place Never mind their form of them coming and winning games by 6 goals, and of course on a good day Liverpool can do that. But I do really and strongly feel that we've got the personnel and character now to come and give Liverpool big headache. All we've got to do is feel confident, don't concede silly goals early, be proactive, play like you're the home team, let Hojlund threaten them, then the game will even out. The game will definitely even out. And when that happens, then it can go either way. But the fact that we are the home team, if the home fans feel us supporting and cheering, our vocal cords out, if the players feel the home fans cheering their vocal cords out because they are giving us what to cheer, trust me, Liverpool will be disorganized and these players will be psyched. And trust you me, we shall be able to beat this Liverpool team. I love the news we got. And for me, again, Hojlund starts up top. Even if he's at 65%, 70% fit, he should be starting just as a body, as a physical threat, and one who position. And you see, if he's not so fit, it's a good thing because then he can play a more restricted role as a be patient as a number 9. Stay there. Don't track back. Let Erik Ten Hag just decentralize roles so that Hojlund is patiently waiting for the ball to get at him because he knows where to be in the right places. Conserve his energy and his movements, and after across 90 minutes, he should be able to steal and nick in something. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. I'll be back later.